handcuff yourself to this video, cause today it's getting saucy up in here. So I'm a little late to the party. I hope that's okay. And if not, you gotta deal with it. Or you can just stop watching the video. You've stopped watching, haven't you? Today, I'm gonna tell you my initial reactions to 50 Shades of Grey. I loved it. I found myself the entire time thinking, how is this gonna be made into a movie? Essentially, this is gonna be movie quality porn, but it's gonna be the biggest NC-17 movie that's come out in a really long time. Valentine's Day 2015, who's ready? It's gonna be a weird Valentine's Day. How did this book start off as a Twilight fanfic? Here are the similarities between Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey. Anastasia Steele is clumsy. Bella Swan is clumsy. Christian Grey is brooding. Edward Cullen is brooding. Christian Grey is adopted. Edward Cullen is adopted. Sort of. I mean, turned into a vampire and adopted by a family that turned him into a vampire. Whatever. That's really it. I would really like to read that original fanfic that E.L. James wrote. I'm being serious. Is that somewhere on the internet that I can read? This book should be on a very high shelf where children cannot reach it. I know my demographic on YouTube, and if you're below the age of like really even like 15 years old, you should not be reading this book. It is very graphic. Graham from Once Upon a Time is playing Christian Grey in the movie, and all I can say is thank God. Mr. Grey will see you now. There aren't like a ton of things that happen in this book, but for a book where not a ton happens besides like emotional growth, it was a really good book. I liked it. Here's a quick overview of the events in 50 Shades of Grey. Christian. Anastasia. I want you, but I can't be with you. I can't give you what you want, Anastasia. I want you. Sign the contract, Anastasia. But you're so dark and brooding. Stay away from me, Anastasia. But I need you. But I can't be with you. Please, stop biting your lip. You know what it does to me. Oh, I didn't realize I was doing that. Sorry. Are you gonna punish me? I don't do vanilla, Anastasia. My inner goddess is saying yes, but my mind is saying no. Stay with me, Anastasia. Wasn't that a great time? I will say the way that the book ends totally surprised me. I left the first book thinking, damn. And by the time that I had finished the first book, I had already known that I'd want to read the second book, and so I bought the second book. So I mean, that's a good sign. I will say, as a control freak myself, on some level, I even related to Christian Grey. Not in a lot of the aspects, but on like that level, I totally got him. When you read this book, make sure that when you're reading the emails that happen between Anastasia and Christian, that you're reading the entire email, including the subject titles, because those were hilarious. Like, I didn't notice them until after the fact, and then I went back and reread like all the emails. There's not just a lot of ass in this book. There's a lot of sass in this book. Sass, 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 sass. And overall, my main thought is, if you are of a good age, go and read this book. And that's all I really have to say about 50 Shades of Grey. One of my New Year's resolutions was to try and make one book review a month for you guys. So this is my January book review. Please give me suggestions for what you'd like me to review for the month of February, because I'm trying to read at least one book a month, because I am ashamed to say that that doesn't always happen. I get busy, okay? Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me. And the last thing that I quickly wanted to tell you guys about is a project that I'm going to be involved with during 2014, which is going to be called Vlog Quest. Basically, me and a couple of my friends from college have decided to get together and try and create videos and collab over the year. And the introduction video explaining that is up. So there is a link to go and check that out. Please go and check that out. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm very excited about it. And otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye!